Welcome to the next lecture on S parameters. We will continue our discussion and we'll basically discuss some important properties of S parameters. These properties will be very useful in computing S parameters. We will not get into detailed proof of these properties. At some time we will get some intuition only, but we will definitely get some more insight when we apply it to some microwave circuit. Here I have drawn one example, that is n port microwave, you can say, circuit. So you have seen previously when I showed you some examples of microwave teas, that a microwave hybrid device or circuit can have, not device, sorry, it is circuit, we call it microwave hybrid circuits. They can have multiple inputs, multiple outputs. Okay, we give input at one point, but they can have multiple ports in other way. Suppose you take this T. Okay, so you clearly see that it has three ports. This is port 1, this is port 2, this is port 3. Any of the ports can be used as input and the other ports can be used as output. And if I just give here one more, okay, so this, it has 4 ports. Okay, similarly you can have a circular waveguide, something like this, and you can have several ports. Although we seldom see more than 4 ports, but theoretically we can have several ports. So I have here shown this in this diagram. Let's say there are n ports. Okay, let's take the circular example, is more interesting. Suppose this is the port where we fed electromagnetic wave, suppose TE wave, and the input wave is represented by symbol A, and the reflected one will be always represented by B. So at every port we will have two components. One is a component which goes inside the this microwave junction, and the other is the other part which will be sort of coming out. So whatever is coming out of the direction we show as coming out of a waveguide or any microwave hybrid junction circuit, that we denote by B, and it will be called as reflected wave. Similarly, it is A3 here, B3, so on and so forth. It can be AN and BN, or as in the book we can show it like this also. Okay, then from the definition of what we did in previous lecture, S parameters. So at ith port, okay, come to this equation. At ith port, the reflected part is related to the incident part in this way. What you basically do is, suppose you are considering I port, so the S parameter from I to J, that is Sij. Okay, suppose as an example you want to compute B2. Okay, so this is I is equal to 1, this is port 1, this is 2. So you want to compute B2. So what will you do is, you first take A1, and then what is the relationship between what you get at this port 2 from A1 is captured by the S parameter S21. Okay, so I will write here S21, right? And then so we are at port 2, okay, and I am considering S21, then A1. Okay, so S21 basically talks about what is the contribution of, right, A1 in the reflected part B2. Similarly, there can be at another port 3, right, sorry, so we are at port 2 right now, S2. What will be the contribution of the component at port 3, S23 times A3, right? Similarly, even S22, because there is the A2 coming in into the junction also, A2, so on and so forth. So that is what we are writing here, that Bi is summation Sij Ag. Okay, and definitely this I is equal to 1 to n. That is, we can compute such B's for every port, for B1, for B2, and we denoted that in the vector form also. B vector is equal to S matrix and A vector. This is the S matrix. Okay, now it has several properties. One of the property is symmetry of S parameters. It is symmetric. So symmetry is in some sense obvious if we consider an important assumption which is called reciprocity. Reciprocity means this. It means that suppose you are having port 1 as a port, you selected port 1 where you are feeding in electromagnetic wave, or port 1 पे EM wave transmit कर रहे हो. Then you compute the S parameters. So you will basically get S11, S12, whatever, S21, so on and so forth. Now if you do other way around, if you transmit now from port 2, if you use port 2 as a transmitting port, then if there are no transistors or even vacuum tubes used in between different ports, if we assume that we are only using the microwave hybrid junction, then the S parameters should not change. The S parameters will remain same. In other words, S12 will be same as S21. It means that whether I am feeding in the EM wave at port 1 or port 2, the S parameter should not change. S32 should be same as S23, so on and so forth. So in general, Sij should be same as Sji for all ij. Of course, diagonal elements are same. So we write that in general that S is equal to S transpose. Okay, because you know that when you have a matrix, when non-diagonal elements are same, then the matrix is symmetric. Okay, it has its transpose is same as the original value. This is one important property. The another property is unity property. Okay, so what unity property is, let me state it first. Suppose you take any two ports I and J, okay, and between these two ports, what is the S parameter? Sij. Okay, multiply that with the transpose of the same conjugate, Sij conjugate. Okay, suppose Sij is e to the power minus j theta, then Sij star will be e to the power j theta, like that. Then the summation over all the ports from I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, in other words, we first usually write the input port, so I. So this is equal to 1. To get some intuition about it, it's not a proof, I am giving an intuition. This, with conservation of energy, whatever power is fed into any microwave junction device or circuit, that will be equal to the output power. P in is equal to P out. Okay, now you see, let's assume that you are feeding in electromagnetic wave at port 1. So for port 1, we denote by A1 the corresponding parameter. So this A1 will be it will be related to the voltage actually, which is generated corresponding to the electric field, because whenever you have electric field, you can define the potential corresponding to the electric field. Okay, so A1 can be used to define the power, and again everything is denoted in complex form, and when you have a complex quantity and you want to compute some sort of power, you will multiply it with its conjugate. Okay, The reason is because then that is equal to the mod of mod the square, and you clearly know even if A is voltage, then mod A square will be the power through 1 ohm resistor. Okay, so it gives a notion of power. Now what will be the output power? So corresponding to this input AI, there will be the reflected power at each and every port. Just see this diagram back. So the output coming is, B2, B3, B4. So the output power for any port I is Bi star, right? And that we are summing over I is equal to 1 to n, right? Now here I am making one assumption that there is only input power at port 1. At all other ports there is just this reflected power. There is nothing. The source is only at port 1. Okay, so then Bi will be equal to Si1 A1. There will not be A2, A3, A4. They are 0. Okay, see, go back here. If A2, A3, A4 are 0, then your Bi will become Si1, A1, right? All other A's are 0. So we are right now using conservation of energy with this assumption that I am having electromagnetic source at port 1. At all other ports I am just getting a reflected part, B1, B2, B3, so on and so forth. Then P in is called payout, and I will substitute for every Bi the value Si1 A1. So for first part, S11 A1 times S11 A1 conjugate. So this is B1, this is B1 conjugate. Similarly, this is B2, this is B2 conjugate. Okay, then you see, I will use very simple identity. S11 conjugate I will combine here, and A1 conjugate becomes A1 square. A1 conjugate here also becomes A1 square, so on and so forth. So left hand side is already A1 square, mod A1 square. So mod A1 square is common on both the sides, and hence we get the identity which is required. This is not its rigorous proof. The rigorous proof is little bit involved. It is a very simple proof, or you can say some sort of intuition we are getting into this property. This zero property, you can see that it is in somewhat related to the unity property. In unity property, what is this? You have Sij, right? Then you have Sij. So you have same I and j index here, and you sum it with respect to I, you get 1. Now here you have Sik, Sij. It means for different, for you are considering suppose port I, and there you are considering two different ports, K port and J port, and then summing it over, it should equal to 0. I will not show its detailed proof. Okay, rather I will give you simple intuition again. Suppose you have n ports, and through every port you have AI as the incoming wave and Bi as the reflected wave. Okay, so suppose at every port, as in this figure, you have A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3. So again, by conservation of energy, and if the junction is lossless, the power in should be equal to power out. So here the power in will be Bi conjugate, summing over all. This should be equal to AI conjugate, summing over all ports n. Okay. Now in vector form, how can we write it? Suppose you have B equal to B1 to Bn, right? Then I will define as B conjugate as this. So that will be equal to B1 conjugate to Bn conjugate. Similarly, you have A vector as A1 to An, and A conjugate vector as A1 conjugate to AN conjugate, then you can write it also in this way. You can write B transpose like this. This is transpose symbol times B conjugate is equal to A transpose times A conjugate. Just see, if you take transpose of this B and multiply that with this, you will get B1 B2 star, B1 B1 star plus B2 B2 star, so on and so forth. Similarly here, but we know that by definition of S parameters that B is equal to B vector is equal to S matrix times A vector. I will substitute it here. So what we get is SA whole transpose times SA conjugate is equal to A star. Okay, you know that X A transpose is A transpose X transpose, so it will be A transpose S conjugate A conjugate will be equal to A transpose A conjugate. Okay, so this is a very famous result of linear algebra, that if you have any vector x and you have this relationship X transpose, and then you have A transpose suppose A, and then you have X, if that is equal to X transpose X, then this A transpose A is simply identity matrix. Okay, but in case of complex matrices, we have, instead of identity, because we have here this type of result, so it's X transpose A conjugate, then again X conjugate is equal to X transpose X conjugate. So here the equivalent to identity matrix is something called unitary matrix. Unitary matrix, that is U. The property of unitary matrix is, suppose if this is a unitary matrix, its non-diagonal elements are all 0 and its diagonal elements are having some value u1 u2 un. Okay, and the sum of diagonal elements is 1. Okay, that is its property. Now when we use the same result here, it means that this S tilde S transpose S star should be unitary matrix. Let me correct here. This will not be the diagonal. It doesn't have this thing, the non-diagonal 0. Rather, a unitary matrix has one important property, that if you take U and you take its conjugate, that will be an identity matrix. Okay, that is what unitary matrix means. Now if we apply that property to this S matrix, we will get the following, that Sik Sij star I is equal to 1 to n, it will be equal to delta jk. This is canonical delta function. You know delta jk is 0 whenever j is not equal to k, is 1 whenever j is equal to k. So basically this type of proof will give you both the conditions, that when j is equal to k, so you get summation I is equal to 1 to n Sij star is equal to 1. This is the unity property, and you get the second property I is equal to 1 to n Sik Sij star is equal to 0 for all G not equal to K. Okay, now let's apply this property to a 3-port network. That way it will become a little bit easy. Suppose you consider 3-port microwave network or a hybrid circuit. So what will be the S matrix? It will be like this: S11, without any knowledge of even any other values given. By using these 3 properties, we can get a lot of ideas about how the matrix will look like. First of all, the symmetry property says S transpose is S, so S12 will be S21, S13 will be S31, S23 will be S32. Okay, the other equation we will get is the summation, the unity property, Sij conjugate should be equal to 1, I is equal to 1 to 3. So that will give us S. Let's take first we will fix first J is equal to 1. So S1 1 1. Okay, S, this is the one equation. Similarly, we will get S12 conjugate plus S22 conjugate plus S32 conjugate. This is 1. Third equation you get S13 conjugate plus S23 conjugate plus S33 conjugate equal to 1. Then you can apply zero property. You will get another condition. What is zero property? That Sik Sij equal to 1. So here you have to take different combinations. So let's take S. Suppose if you take S1 1, then this one should be S12, okay, plus S21, then this one should be S23, different ones, plus suppose S31 and then S33, this should be equal to 0. Sorry, it is conjugate here. Similarly, you can find other 3 equations. So with these equations, you can see that we get less number of variables. Okay, we already have a lot of equations by which we can get relations between the different S parameters. And then if we are given some values like what is the strength of input electric field, and we can then find all the S parameters. That we will do in next lecture. We'll take some examples where we'll compute the S parameter. Thank you.